Hello again, Monsketeers, and welcome back to another Radnarok Vloggentary ride-along. We're riding Cali River Rapids together. And Cali River Rapids is, ultimately a straightforward rapids ride. Rapids, rides feel roughly all the same. There's the Grizzly Rapids, Grizzly Mountain, I don't know what it is in California Adventure, but I mean, honestly, they feel like the same ride with clearly, obviously different theming. But take that as me saying, if you like one, then you'll definitely like the other. You know what I mean? I prefer, honestly, rides that you get wet on, more so in the Disneyland parks. Because in California, when you get wet, you dry off. In Florida, when you get wet, you kind of just stay that way. You know what I mean? The humidity in Florida makes drying off a hard thing to do. So you just kind of feel, damp all day. So maybe do Cali River Rapids towards the end of your day. Hey, look at Baney. But that's just me, and that just might be a whiny, nitpicky thing on my end. But aside from that, I mean, the theming is awesome. Animal Kingdom is the least Disney-ish feeling park of all the Disney World parks when it comes to decor and the theming around the park and the rides. But two, it is the most outstandingly themed park and rides. Look at this line queue. Look at the Cobra spitting water. I mean, come on. How fun's that? Incredibly fun. It's a really surprisingly long line queue, I feel like. It was I don't know if I just wanted to shoot as much as I could or what, but I feel like we were in this queue for a unreasonable amount of time for the style of ride. But there's not a lot of rides at Animal Kingdom, so the rides that they do have, you're bound to wait a bit. But at least there's a lot to look at. You know what I mean? Kind of a mini museum, if you will. And Expedition Everest is the same way. There's just a lot of artifacts. There you go. That's a good word. A lot of artifacts to look at. If you're trying to keep kids occupied, play some I Spy or something. Bane loves playing that game. And I kind of regret not playing that game with him while we went through the line queue, because he, see? Did you hear that? I had to tell him to stop touching things. It's always touching things. Yeah, look at this. It's a rapids ride. Fun. Don't get me wrong. Lots of fun. But when you've been on one, you've been on all of them. That's the face of a kid who has no idea what's about to happen. It's been a really long time since I've ridden the Grizzly Rapids at California Adventure. So I don't know really if one is longer than the other. I don't know the differences, but I mean, I don't feel like I'm wrong. Like, if you've been on one rapids styled ride, you've been on all of them. Okay, don't take that as any sort of like downplaying the fun of the ride. It's just, over here you do it in the jungle, in California you do it in the forest. And I recommend both, honestly. We actually rode this twice. It is that fun. It is a really fun ride. There's just not a whole lot to there's not a lot to surprise you. You know what I mean? So really long lift. Like, why do I sound so critical? I'm not meaning to. I'm not meaning to come off critical if I am. Maybe I should just stop talking. But if I do that, if I stop talking, then what's the point of the ride? Do you hear that? Oh, look at this thing. I want a crocodile statue. Elephant statue's cool. Lion statue's cool. But really, there's something like the most intimidating of those three. Clearly the crocodile statue. A waterproof camera or casing would be ideal for this ride. You're gonna see how many times I had to tuck it down. Excuse me, tuck it down to avoid, getting it wet. Yeah, see. Leisurely ride down a river in India, right? That was the theming. Kali River Rapids. What is he saying? There we go. Time to get wet. Really, that is just kind of the whole point of a rapids ride, right? Is just to get soaked. It's not a bad goal to have. But again, that Florida humidity. You get wet, you're gonna stay pretty wet. This is supposed to be fire? Like everything's burned down here? I don't know what the story of the ride is. I guess we'll have to do a Radnarok retrospective podcast where we learn everything we didn't know we wanted to know about Kali River Rapids. But yeah, that looked like burning down the forest or something. I just caught that right now. And then some sort of geysers or something? Maybe. Really just an excuse to get you wet. Yeah, see? Because that part, I believe, you just straight up go under some, like, waterfall. Like, drippage. And there we go. There we go again, maybe. Oh, yeah, see? We got shot by water. Yeah, whole point, just to get it soaked. So, end of your day ride if you do not like walking around damp. Look at my face. It's a reasonable length. Oh, he lied. He did it twice. He wanted to do it 2 times. Bane's always that way when it comes to rides. He's always, hot and cold. Yeah, the ride length itself, I guess, was reasonable. I mean, the line queue it feels like the kind of queue you would wait in for a more thrilling or bigger ride, but because there are so few rides at Animal Kingdom, I mean, they're all going to be waits if you're not, doing some sort of Fast Pass or Genie Plus or whatever. the actual like rapids ride portion isn't super long, but you end up sitting on the raft for quite a bit of time. Did he just say he's gonna kick me in the face? Wow. Oh, did he get me in my face? That's what he's asking. I don't know what made him think that. See, now he wants to go on the ride again. He had to marinate on the experience for a minute. Some rides he marinates on, and he decides never again. So, Cali River Rapids was not one of those rides. Bane was 5 years old here. So, solid ride for a 5-year-old. Solid ride for a 35-year-old. Oh, Bane just thinks that if he yells at the person, yells at the cast member to go again, yeah, that they'll let us go. So he did. Spoiler alert. He did get to go again because we had rider swap with with Maverick. So Marissa could have gone on it if she wanted to, but she's not a big fan of getting wet on rides, and she will also back up my whole getting wet at Disney World, getting wet in Florida thought of you're just going to be wet all day, you know. So she's not a super fan of that either. She'll do Splash Mountain, but you know, you get way more wet on Cali River Rapids than you do on Splash Mountain. Although Disneyland's Splash Mountain is, you get pretty wet on that one too. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for being a friend and telling a friend. Later.